What is up, my podcast listeners? It's Wednesday. It's early. Not feeling the greatest because I had really shitty sleep last night, but it's okay. I'm gonna get through this day, Today, sorry if I lose track of my points and things like that. We're going to talk about gratitude, and this is actually going to be like a part 2 to gratitude, because the other day I was thinking, okay, what do I want to talk about on my podcast, tomorrow morning, which is today. And, I fell on the topic of gratitude, and I'm like, you know what, it kind of sounds familiar that I might have done this topic before. And I scrolled back to like episode 200 something. I think it was like 239, where I was when it was actually really, really funny how the universe did this. One of the first like vlog videos for my podcast I ever done, and still kind of getting the hang of filming at all one go, because the reason why I never did that in the past is I would actually screw up doing solo episodes and either like start all over or like pause and then start again, and then I would just like re-edit them. And now I just blab on the entire time. And I also had this thing where, and I mentioned in that episode, that all my ideas come a lot faster than how fast my mouth can move. So I end up like bunching 6 to 7 words all into one, and it just sounds terrible, and I can't speak and articulate what I want to talk about. But now you can't shut me up. But anyway, I wanted to make sure I didn't cover anything that I already did, because I hope that you guys are like avid listeners since day one, but I might touch on topics that I did before on gratitude and how it relates to weight loss and basically everything in life. But the really funny thing, so we have this one vlog thing, right? And now I do vlogs every freaking week, and it's nothing. And the other thing was, I brought up my background. Like, for those who don't know, like, I immigrated to Canada when I was very young and grew up seeing my mom struggle as an immigrant worker, and basically instilled into me what I call immigrant hustle, where you work your fucking face off, 6 to 8 times harder than someone whose family's been here for generations, because they've already built that, baseline for them. So then when you're born into that, you're kind of good to go. Whereas for myself, like, I grew up poor, like nothing. And in my first episode, I was talking about how growing up, my friends would go on these vacations, and I would never go on vacation. And, clients that, take their kids to Disneyland, and then me telling them like, oh, I've never been to Disneyland. And they would be shocked. And today, because I work my fucking face off, I'm currently planning my second Disneyland vacation. Because, like, as a kid, I used to watch the Mickey cartoons, Goofy cartoons, everything. And, obviously Disneyland would pop up, and I'm like, oh man, that's so cool. And back in 2019, I was able to, fulfill one of my dreams of going to Disneyland, and I had like the best time. And literally my wife and I were there from open until close. Like, I got my money's worth, and we stayed there the entire time. And the only time we went back to the hotel was to literally sleep. And the reason why I'm telling you this is, like, because I came from nothing, I have this huge appreciation for everything that I have. And I brought this up on my show before, and like, now that I'm established in my career somewhat, and I'm making a decent income, I'm the cheapest person you'll ever meet. Like, my wife and I will literally argue on stupid shit that I don't want to pay for when we desperately need it. Like, that's where I'm coming from. So, how am I going to relate this to gratitude and weight loss? So, I've always been a person where if I got something, I would celebrate it or take a moment to like really dive in and be like, holy shit, I can't believe this is happening to me. This is amazing. And I think in this day and age, everything is so fast that we don't have opportunities like that, or we're just so used to getting gratification all the time that it should just happen. And that's why a lot of people get, disappointed if they don't get what they want, when in reality they should take a second, be thankful and practice gratitude in order to succeed in life. And that goes hand in hand with weight loss, but the first step to achieving this is building the self-awareness enough to understand that what you have is, freaking like a jackpot, like, number one, the fact that we are human beings, like, holy shit, like, we could have entered this universe as like a fucking rock and lived our lives as a rock or like a snail or some shit that's really small and easy to kill or get stepped on. But no, we got the fucking lottery ticket of being a human being, and we can literally do anything, like anything. We have so many opportunities. So we need to understand that what we have is a gift. Our bodies are a gift. Like, holy fuck, do you understand? Like, these bodies are capable of doing, like, really amazing things. And when people jump into the fitness and weight loss arena, whatever they get from it, it's not good enough. And this is where the gratitude comes into the more tangible thing related to fitness and health. Every single person that starts their health journey, they end up, if they stay consistent, they see a little success. But what do? They're like, well, I need another 5 pounds. I need this part of my body to look a little bit better. I need to be able to fit in. And it's like, well, fuck, okay, yes, those are good goals, but what about the 5 pounds you already lost? What about, the fact that you're exercising? What about the fact that you're making time for exercise? What about? There's so many things that come into play when you start your fitness journey. And no one ever celebrates that. They never take a moment to be like, fuck, like, this is the first time in my life where I've trained 3 days a week. Because sometimes I need to bring this up to clients and patients. Like, last year this time, you were sitting at home doing nothing because of X, Y, and Z, and probably it's going to be more relatable that COVID happened and you were forced to stay home. Or some point of last year, you were forced to stay home and do nothing. Gyms were closed, or gyms were kind of open, but it kind of threw you off for a loop. So you were like, I'm just going to go back when everything goes back to normal. And that just kept going and going and going, right? And now you are back at the gym consistently. So already there. That is a huge fucking win. I don't understand why nobody wants to celebrate that or feel the gratitude or dive into that feeling like, holy shit, like, I'm proud of myself. I fucking did that. You know what I mean? Or the fact that, hey, I've been going to sleep at 10 p.m. every single night instead of fucking 1 a.m. Boom. Like, oh shit, I've actually been eating a little bit more Like, we need to take that time to celebrate what we're actually doing. we don't just celebrate and feel good about ourselves at the end goal, because we know, because I've been talking about this, we know there is no end goal with fitness and health. There's never enough for you to be happy, right? I brought up that whole concept of like, say you lose 50 pounds tomorrow, you're still not going to be happy. You're going to be like, well, I need to lose another 5 and then I'll be happy. That doesn't happen, ever, ever. We need to practice this concept of gratitude, you know? And I think that is a precursor to helping us with motivation, because a lot of times people quit way too early. And I remember I posted this photo maybe a couple months back on my Instagram and Facebook, where it was like these 2 miners trying to dig for diamonds, and one guy gave up and turned back, and he was like literally like an inch away from like hitting the jackpot of all these diamonds, and then the character below him was way behind him but was also going to reach all those diamonds, but he just had so much more to go through to get there. And you know, so many people like are just one little bit away from success, like one freaking month, 1 week, 1 day even from seeing true success. Because if you are constantly hustling and bustling and like really trying to, you know, improve your health, and you need to have that, you know, domino effect where everything kind of falls into place, like you're so close. Like imagine how many people actually quit way too soon and they were that close, right? It's all about the end game here. It's all about playing the long game for stuff like this, right? There's no like shortcut. And you know, if you treat this whole fitness and health journey as a marathon, then your whole mindset will change and you will see success. I just find it like so interesting that out of everything in life, you think that weight loss and fat loss is going to happen fast, when everything else in life doesn't. Like you're literally asking your body at a cellular level to change. Like think about that for a second. Like you're asking a lot, you know what I mean? Like it's a lot. So you need to, you know, be part of the process, be in it, be happy that you're able to do all these things, because there's some people in this world that begin their fitness journey and something fucking happens where they can't exercise anymore. I see it every fucking day in the clinic where someone's really, really, really fit and boom, gets into a car accident and their whole body's fucked and their life is turned upside down, and they used to be this athlete and monster in the gym and they can't get out of it. Like, people need to understand and appreciate what they are capable of and what they have, because there's so many of us out there that don't get this opportunity. It's the small things that we tend to forget. Like, we really need to like take a step back, look at ourselves, and really ask ourselves, like, what are we thankful for? What are we happy that my body can do? What has changed in the last year, 2 years, 3 years in my fitness journey? What have I accomplished? You got to look at those things to keep you going. If you don't, then fuck, like, it's going to be a grind to get through life. I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully that kind of opened your eyes a little bit, kind of gave you some insight, and maybe is going to start your day off a little bit different today, you know, and maybe things are going to open up. Maybe you're going to be like, yeah, fuck, you know, Raph was right. I need to be a little bit more grateful for what I've accomplished this past year. I'm too hard on myself, and, you know, sky's the limit. So if you guys have any feedback, questions, thoughts, concerns, feel free to reach out. Add me on Facebook, add me on Instagram, hit the show notes, and, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Put your name down for my book. My ebook is coming out, and my physical copy is going to be coming out soon, so get on that pre-sale list. Thank you so much for listening or watching. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Until next time.